Hello and welcome to the fifth session on Tangled coasters. So we are drawing these MDF coasters in this series and we have already drawn about 4 of them. This was the last one that we drew and today we'll be drawing another coaster. So today's Tangle is called Hamail, H-A-M-A-I-L. Yes, and the Tangle is by a Swiss CZT Tina. It's called Hamail. It's a very simple pattern to draw. Let me just zoom it in. Yeah, very simple pattern to draw and we shall start right away on our tile. So what I'm going to do first is, on the coaster, I'm going to add a spiral here. Yeah, and it is somewhat going to increase in size. As we proceed, somewhat like this, and then again start to reduce in size and then close here, something like this. Yeah, I hope it is clear. So I am going to be working on this spiral. What I am going to do here is start with a series of J's. Yeah, so the only stroke involved here is the J stroke. So I'm going to add a J and then connect it with the center, right? So if this is my center, I'm again going to draw a J and connect it to the center. And I'm taking my pencil line as a reference. Yeah, simple. So this is the J here and then going to join it here again. So you may either repeat that line or if you got a hang of it, you can just go on like this. Yeah, so that's how we start the pattern. A very simple pattern to draw, just one stroke, just like other Zentangle patterns. So I'm just going to follow my reference line and now I have moved out from the center. Yes, because I am moving ahead, so I have to leave the center now. Again the J stroke, again the J stroke, so you just have to build on it, no other technicalities involved, just go building on it. Yeah, again repeat, again, so I'm going to now turn my tile and I think it will be simpler to draw the line this way. Yeah, so you can see the pencil line is lost somewhere. I am just taking a reference from it but not following it exactly. I am going with what appears best to me. I'm just maintaining the flow now. Wherever the lines are not very dark, we shall redo it, but just going with the flow. So now we should be reducing the size so that it closes. Yeah, so I am now again going to gradually reduce the size of my J's. Yeah, so this is the J inverted and the line, the J. Now going to consecutively reduce the size. like this. Yeah. And going to almost merge it here. Yeah, almost done. Let's merge it here. Yeah, so this is the tangle hammer. So I'm just going to redo the lines once so that they are dark enough, since we are using the finer tip of our identity pen. So you might want to redefine at few places where it is not as dark. So just running over the lines one more time. The broader nib is pretty broad, so I don't think it will be a good idea to draw using that side of the nib. So we can just quickly run over the lines. Yeah, we are done. Yeah, so now the rest of the tile, it is up to us. The tangle is this much only. Now if you want to embellish it, you can go on and on. So let's see what do we want to do to it. First, let us move on to the rest of the tile. So rest of the tile, I'm going to add some basils and a pattern called Kiko. Yeah. So let us first draw some basils. So it would not be a bad idea to separate or add a thin aura to our hammer so that it doesn't mess up with the rest of my filling. Yeah, so you may or may not do this, that's okay. A little boldness to the inner curves also. Yeah. So now that we have added that thin aura, I am now going to add these basils with my black pen. Aura it. Add some orbs. This is a fescue shape, and arrangement of fescue, an embellished fescue in this form is called basil, right? And then we can add some auras like this. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's simple. So you tend to pull the tile towards you and don't realize when are you out of focus. Still learning. So again adding orbs. So I drew a fescue I added an aura around it. Above that aura, I'm adding some orbs and then adding a crinky aura once again. In fact, two of them. Yeah. So that's an embellished fescue, also called as base or basil. Again, one more here. Again, add an aura. Yeah. Then add the orbs. So take your time, go slow, and then again add this curved aura. Yeah. Again, I'm not thinking much here where what, just going with the flow. Again, add an aura. So I'm on the last one now, almost done with my basils. Added a couple of them, added auras and repeating the aura. So added 2 auras to each. Yeah. So now one small exercise that I'm going to do to my hamel is add a small orb like this at the ends. Yeah. So simple exercise, take your time, add these orbs throughout towards the end of these petal shapes. If you want, you can also add edge marks. Looks fine. You can also fill the sections alternatively. Yeah. So now that the sizes are reducing, it would be nice to reduce the size of the orb also, so that you can take it till the end. Yeah. And now the rest of the coaster, I am going to fill it up with a pattern called Kiko, a simple line based pattern, very simple to draw. So just 1, 2, 3 and 4 lines. Again 1, 2, 3 and 4 lines. Yeah, that simple a pattern. You don't have to do anything else. Yeah. So it's a Zentangle original and it's a very simple pattern to draw. So again, alternatively zigzag lines. You can select the number of lines you want to draw. I am keeping it at 4. And I'll just go on like this. Yeah, so wherever you find space, fill up this space with the pattern Kiko. Yeah, again. So I'm using my brown pen here, switched my pen to brown identity. So take your time, draw at your own pace. simple pattern to draw. Yeah, so I'm going to fill up the rest of the space like this. So once you get a knack of it, it's pretty fast. Yeah. So I'm almost on the last section, finishing with my Kiko background. I think we did not add an aura here, so it's okay, we can add now. Yeah. Done there. Yeah, we are done with our background also. So that's about tangling. So let us now move on to shading. So I'm now going to add some graphite here from where the leaves are emanating. So adding a little at the ends because I don't want the entire thing brown or gray. So reduced it while I am approaching the end. Yeah. Yeah. And then around these basils and the hammer together. Yeah, so just want to highlight the basils and the hammer outer aura, so that's why adding graphite around. So take your time, go slow and carefully add graphite to your crinky auras. Yeah, they are not very smooth auras, so you need to be careful. Yeah, so let us first do this much and then we'll see what do we want to do with our, probably a little on the lines of the Kiko. That's the general way Kiko is shaded, so I'm just re-emphasizing the lines. The block, the square block, yeah. But make sure you don't add too much. again on these lines. And finally here. Yeah, I think we are done. So let us now start to blend. So just pulling away the graphite from where I have put, pulling towards the center of these shapes but not taking it too far. I hope you understand why, because we want to highlight. Yeah, so don't blend too much here. We want some space, little space for the highlight also. So take it easy while you are approaching the ends. This graphite you can pull a little more, that's okay. Yeah, and then moving to the outer aura. Again, don't blend too much because there is a lot of graphite there. You have to blend the keycos also, so take it easy. Just blur the graphite. Yeah. Have already done with shading our, so just adding a touch to my keycos, not blending too much because otherwise they would not show. So just a touch, not much. Nice little texture it provides to your background. Yeah, so don't need to do much there. So let us now pick up our chalk pencil. So now just start here and add the chalk throughout. Avoid the gray and add the chalk in the section where you have not added graphite. There is ample space, you can always spread it more, that's okay. So Hamel is a pretty simple pattern to draw, but it looks pretty nice. And it can be used as a standalone pattern pretty easily. So I'm now going to switch to a line here. Not much space, so just thin line. Yeah. Yeah. And now you would like to highlight your keycos a bit, so just a little touch here and there. Probably the center stripe pick one stripe, yeah, and just add that highlight throughout. So I am doing that for the center because you don't want the entire thing white. You want the kikos to show. So just add white to one of the stripes. This way you will highlight it also and then they will show. Yeah. So I will do that slowly, carefully. So done with that exercise, now we can start to blend. So pick up your different blending stump and start to soften your chalk. Just brush off the excess and merge it with your graphite. Yeah, simple exercise. The highlight looks pretty nice on tan tiles. We know that already, so just without much effort you can improve the look of your tile. Now moving on to just touching up the kikos, not doing much there. Just the graphite is pretty much blended there, but just brushing off the excess so that it looks subtle in the background. Yeah. Yeah, I think we are done. So now I'll pick up my Posca and add the embellishment. So first the dots inside my orbs. You can do anything you want. You have the pen with you. If you have the jelly roll, you can embellish it the way you want to. Entirely up to you. How do you want to go about? We'll see if we want to add more. Yeah. First, let us do this simple exercise. Yeah. And then the same exercise for these to highlight our basils. So go slow, take your time, make that effort, highlight your basils, add a small dot inside the orbs that you drew around your basils. Yeah, simple, adds a lot to the look of your tangle because of the color contrast, just like pearls. Yeah. So added those dots throughout. One small little thing that I feel like doing here is add probably some lines in between. Let us see. Something like this. I hope they look nice. Not pretty sure about that, but everything is nice when it comes to Zentangle. So I have taken that risk of adding an eye. Yeah, and then reducing the size gradually. Yeah, I think we are done. We need not do anything else. So I'm now going to leave it and let it dry for a few minutes and then apply my Mod Podge. Yeah. I think it has now dried up, and I'm now going to take my Mod Podge here and my sponge, dab the Mod Podge in my sponge, the wet sponge, and then dab it on my coaster. Yeah. Nice layer of Mod Podge, and then just pull it. Yeah, and we are done. Just let it dry. Yeah. So this is our coaster for today. The Mod Podge has dried up, and this is how our coaster looks like. So I'll see you again with the last session on this series. Yeah, till then, have a good time, stay safe, bye bye.